fangs in Istanbul, a scream in the middle of the night, and a shadow that covers the old city. The shadow of a man, shadow of an immortal one. Vlas the Impaler. With unabashed immortality, he occupies the shadow of the world. This time, it's in Istanbul. For the first time in the history of the world, we are facing with the film where the sharp canine teeth of Dracula appear. Master actor Atof Kaplan, who appeared in the role of Dracula with his sharp canine teeth and impressive acting, he managed his way into the cinema history. Dracula in Istanbul. A lament cried out in the night. It's like an old and foreign myth that infiltrates the spirit of Istanbul. The film also contains many cult moments, although this movie is being the first movie visualized Dracula while he's walking on the wall. It's the production that shows the relationship with Vlas Tepes most clearly on the screen. Dracula in Istanbul was the important step for Turkish cinema, which can exist in the world cinematic arena within the framework of the horror genre in the upcoming years. Much earlier than this movie, another movie named Scream, which met the audience in 1949, unfortunately, no copies of the movie have survived, and that movie prepared a solid ground for the special stand-up on, but unfortunately, efficient and effective horror films could not be produced in Turkey until the zombie movie named The Dead Doesn't Speak, which met audience in 1970. After a 30 years drought prevailed in the horror genre, when the formation of the Turkish horror movie culture will be invaded by the jinns, which will be popularized in the 2000s. Although the horror film pattern in Turkey stands as jinn movies today, it's still not possible to deny existence of bold and devoted productions like Dracula in Istanbul. This film is not a variation of Dracula adaptation that is based directly on the Western examples. It's a screen-adapted version of a book named Kazikli Voyvoda, written by Ali Rıza Seyfi in 1928, seems influenced by Bram Stoker. Okay, this is so weird information. Accept it. 70 years before the original was published in Turkey. Although Seyfi changed the cultural elements in the book, he actually made a pirate adaptation honestly. Who knows, perhaps for this reason, the original Dracula might not be needed to translate it into Turkish language until 1998. Bram Stoker's original ideas, all located in the narrative, have been adapted in a way of Turkish culture. But while the relationship between Dracula and Kazikli Voyvoda, actually Vlas Tepes, is not mentioned directly in the Stoker's narrative, writer Ali Rıza Seyfi explains this relationship clearly. In this respect, it was another first in the world cinematic arena. In terms of cinematic atmosphere, it's not wrong at all to say it has caught the era according to the examples we encounter in the world cinema. It clearly has a local and universal cinematic texture, of course. Also, the entire movie was shot in a movie plateau, and also has meticulous scene and visual craftsmanship. In this regard, it borrowed a lot from the German Expressionism. If we look at this cult in the frame of Turkish cinema, we can say that some parts of the movie has a unique style, of course. Its impressive cinematography is far above the standards of the period. Rumor has it, some fog was required for the cemetery scene, but the crew does not have some kind of fog machine. For this reason, everyone in the stage team smoked 3 or 4 cigarettes at the same time and created a low-budget foggy sequence. Okay, this was a true low-budget movie legend, and I think this story looks familiar from somewhere, somehow. Could it be urban legend includes the Fog movie by John Carpenter? In the movie, Dracula was not called a vampire, it was called a ghoul. You see, despite everything, there was a production that did not try to be a la turca as much as it can get. It also has the finest subtle dialogue for the Turkish cinema, just like, "You are delicious creature. Yeah. And you are a creative mastermind, Mr. Scriptwriter. Seriously." Unfortunately, Dracula in Istanbul was a production that has been subjected to harsh criticism in that time, but over time, it managed to put its name among the valuable cult films of Turkish cinema, waiting for to be rediscovered by the new generation of cinephiles. It's also remarkable that such a bold production was realized while the Turkish film industry was still in its infancy. Especially, the wounds of World War II have not been healed fully for Turkey yet. As you are used to for this video series, this time we don't have an example of mock-up or rip-off. Dracula in Istanbul is undoubtedly one of the most impressive adaptations of Turkish cinema history. It's an example of 67 years of quality cult. For a little reason, it's necessary to preciously evaluate its place in the history of Turkish cinema. Okay, keep your teeth sharp, but do not bite everyone. So, thanks for being a part of this nostalgic journey, fellas. Take care of yourselves.